This is precisely why Antiques Roadshow is more than just a TV show. It's a weekly pilgrimage into the heart of our shared history, one attic at a time. Let's be honest, we all tune in for that one magic moment. The gasp, the dropped jaw, the staggering valuation that turns a dusty heirloom into a small fortune. But every so often, a story comes along that transcends the price tag. It's not about the money, it's about the meaning. This is one of those stories. The beloved BBC series had set up its hopeful camp at the National Waterfront Museum in Swansea. The scene is always the same, yet always thrilling. A long queue of people clutching everything from paintings and pottery to mysterious boxes, all hoping they've stumbled upon a hidden masterpiece. Enter expert John Foster, a man whose gentle demeanor and sharp eye have uncovered countless treasures. He's met by a guest, a kindly man holding a simple red box. It's the kind of box you might overlook. But as we all know, on the roadshow it's never about the box. With a hopeful curiosity, the guest opens the lid, and even Foster, a seasoned professional, seems impressed. Inside, nestled in velvet, is a pristine, envious collection of gold coins. Foster's eyes light up. This isn't just a handful of old money, this is history in the palm of your hand. When you think of anyone like Edward VII's 1902 coronation, Foster begins, his voice full of appreciation, they would produce a set of coins. And this is the full set of coins from that year, produced by the Royal Mint. He carefully examines the pieces, the weight of a new century resting in his hands. He explains to the guest, and to all of us hanging on his every word, what makes this so special. And what's lovely about this is 1, the condition's very good, he notes. But the second part is the real kicker. And 2, you've got the full set. Because the gold, and these are all nearly pure gold coins, one or all of them, have usually been sold at some point. It's unusual to see a set like this. You can just picture it. Over the decades, how many people would have been tempted? A coin sold here for a new coat, a coin sold there to fix a roof. But this set remained untouched, a perfect time capsule. This is the point in the show where we lean in. Where did it come from? Was he a lifelong collector? A savvy investor? The guest's reply is where this story takes its beautiful, emotional turn. Well, I came across them through my late dad, he shares, his voice thick with memory. The story that unfolds is a classic tale of fatherly mystery. He had this black box, the guest explains, and I asked him a few times, "What's in it, Dad? What's in it?" And what was his father's loving, if slightly grumpy, reply? "Never you mind, never you mind." How many of us have a memory just like that? A parent with a secret drawer, a locked box, a private piece of their past that we were never quite allowed into. The never you mind wasn't mean, it was just, Dad. Then the story takes the inevitable, heartbreaking turn that life demands, and sadly he passed away, the guest continues. In the quiet, difficult days that follow such a loss, as he was going through his father's belongings, he found it. The key. So I found the key, opened up the contents of the box, and there was his war medals and this case of coins. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. The box contained the 2 pillars of his father's hidden life, his service, the medals, and his mystery, the coins. It was a final message, a last opening of a door that had always been closed. And the most curious part? He was never a collector, the son insists. This wasn't a hobby, it was something else. A gift he received? A single savvy purchase? A secret inheritance of his own? The why remains locked with his father, but the what is now sitting on the table in front of John Foster. The guest makes his intentions clear before a single pound sign is mentioned. This isn't a lottery ticket for him. "I've just come along today just for curiosity," he says warmly. "I'm going to keep them because they're part of my dad, and I'll pass them on to my niece when my days are gone." This is the legacy. The Never You Mind box has become a treasured link in the family chain. But of course, this is Antiques Roadshow, and we still need to know the value. It was time for Foster to summarize. He builds the anticipation, as all the best experts do. Value-wise, he says, it's one of those areas which I think is still a good investment. Gold has proven just insanely good over the last few years, and silver. He's not just valuing coins, He's valuing a commodity, a history, a piece of raw, precious metal. So people are still collecting these, one, because they're beautiful objects and they're only, in my view, going to go up as long as they're in this condition and you've got everything right, which you have. He pauses. The guest braces. We all hold our breath. So £5,000 to £5,500. The guest's reaction is everything. It's not a polite nod. It's not a calculated smile. It's pure, unfiltered, wonderful shock. His eyes bulge. His jaw quite literally drops. He leans back, taking in the number, processing the fact that his dad's never you mind box held the price of a luxury holiday or a new car. And then he says the two perfect words that capture the entire moment. Goodness me. He repeats it, stunned. I didn't think they'd be that much. This is the magic. The valuation is staggering, a life-enhancing amount of money. And yet, the guest's next words prove that the real value was already set in his heart. Does the £5,500 price tag change his mind? Not for a second. But no, I'm keeping them, he confirms, his resolve even stronger. Like I say, it was handed down to him, so I'll do the same. This man just found out he's holding a small treasure, and his first and only thought is how to protect it for the next generation. Foster, clearly moved, couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree with you more, he replies, because I wouldn't be selling this. Lovely to see, and thank you for bringing them in. And in that moment, we are all reminded of what truly matters. We come to the roadshow for the cha-ching of the cash register, but we stay for the stories. We stay for the sons who just want to understand their dads, for the mysteries locked in black boxes, and for the profound, beautiful realization that the most valuable things we own are the stories we inherit. That guest walked away with the same red box he walked in with, but he left with something so much richer. The knowledge that his father, the man who was never a collector, had left him a final, glittering surprise, a legacy of love, mystery, and goodness me, a story to be told for generations to come. What hidden stories are waiting in your family's never you mind boxes?